Hey everybody, how's it going? We're here with the Timeless reading. Welcome. First card that we have out is Eight of Wands. Four of Pentacles, Two of Swords. Eight of Wands is a card of direction. It also speaks about the pace picking up too. Advancements. Okay. So much stuff happening here. I'm seeing something about a relationship, so that's coming into focus here. Something that can be feeling challenging currently. We have Temperance. Having Four of Pentacles and having Six of Cups can be, it feels like this is a relationship that like either holds a lot of history for you, or you're very comfortable with it or very familiar with it. Four of Pentacles is like, I don't want to let this go. Like, I don't want to lose the history, or this is something that I care about or has always mattered to me. And so it's something that I hold on very tightly to. Having Four of Pentacles and Six of Cups. Four of Pentacles is like wanting to keep something, like not wanting anything to happen to it, and Six of Cups feels even like a preservation of like memories of history, that type of thing. I'm seeing Eight of Wands and I'm seeing the Lovers here, which can mean that you're moving in a direction where there's a choice that's going to be made, and it's something that involves you and another person. A lot of I've been seeing the Lovers come out in a lot of the readings the last couple days, so there can be like a lot of interpersonal stuff that's been coming up. This is going to feel like a revisiting of some sort. When it comes to a choice that needs to be made, something that needs to be understood, something that needs to be done, it feels like not rushing to a conclusion is what's being suggested here. Having Two of Swords and having Temperance shows that in time you're going to get to the conclusion that you need to get to, and you're also going to get to a point where things feel clear in a way that they may not feel currently, which is going to allow what needs to be done here. But having Temperance is a reminder to take your time. You don't need to rush on this, and it's about like getting to the truth rather than doing something quickly. So emphasizing that over the pace of things or the speed of things. This can also just be something that you still haven't let go of. Is there going to be a return of some sort? I'm wondering. Because I'm also seeing Ten of Swords here, which can mean that like things didn't end on great terms, or there could have been something that happened that was difficult to move through. But it also speaks about that being closed out, that being finished. I get the feeling though that, okay, so this person either is in your life, this is someone you've known for a long time, okay? This person is either in your life, but things haven't been feeling great with them, and so there can be the opportunity to reconcile, or this is somebody that I don't know if things like fully ended or if something particular happened with them, but you can feel like things things aren't now how they used to be with you and this person. But over here, I'm looking at the world and I'm seeing the Three of Cups. So what this means is that there can be a new chapter where you feel close again, or you feel united again with this person, where you feel like things are good between the two of you in a way where it feels like things haven't been like that. So, but there can also be stuff that needs to be seen about like what had happened and why those things had happened, like whatever it was that already occurred between you and this person, that can be uncomfortable, or it can still be painful, or it can still feel like unresolved a bit. Having Two of Swords next to it shows that like this hasn't clearly, absolutely, totally been understood yet at this point. So this can mean like a thing happened, but there's not full awareness of like how it happened or why it happened or what led to what. So there can be still like not a true clear seeing of this thing. And it can be lending itself to a lack of flexibility is what this seems like too. Okay. I do get the consensus being like wanting to be on good terms here, of closing out the cycle of the struggle that one had been moving through, well, two had been moving through. There being a reconnection that happens. Having the Empress here feels like being in good spirits about this. But I'm also seeing stuff that needs to be, it seems like, talked about. I'm seeing Sag and Virgo and Venus and Saturn. Now, Saturn and Venus being together with one another, it's going to be like difficult interpersonal things that you go through, but you gain maturity as you go through these cycles. So it can have you showing up in a way that's more in alignment with your values within your relationship, and also knowing to what you're looking for within your relationships as well. And also being realistic with those things, especially when it comes to like from person to person, that you're sort of catering your expectations to the actual individual and really being able to see them within your relationship with them, to recognize the dynamic, and again to be realistic and also show up in a light that you feel good about showing up within. It does feel like having the World here is going to be a completion that happens where you can feel like you finally understand something now, and you can also too feel like your Saturn energy was challenged within this relationship. So whatever your Saturn lesson is that you need to learn, your Saturn will be like certain themes that you go through depending on the sign that it's in. It feels specifically related to that. There's a lesson under your belt. It does very much feel like connecting again with this person and things being cool again in a way that you'd want them to be. Having the Empress here is like all feels right, all feels settled, all feels squared away, like as much as it would need to be. And then Four of Swords shows that there's going to be a time of peace now. But this is about also too, like you have to allow something to close out in order to actually be able to like find the peace that you're looking for and be able to enjoy that and experience that as well. It feels like really tuning in and listening, because I'm seeing something here about being in a space where rather than being combative, or rather than like not being it feels like this is promoting active listening, where somebody may be saying something to you and you're in a space where you're like really just willing to hear what they have to say. Like take yourself out of it in a way of like, I need to say this, or they did this to me, or whatever, you know, just actually being in a space where you're like hearing them and being able to sort of like validate what they're going through. It feels very centered around having a conversation with them, where you're going to like focus on them and pay attention to them and make it about the communication and the listening, you know? Like that type of thing. It looks like you end up in a spot where you feel really good here too. Okay, so things are going to pick up the pace. Things are going to move very quickly between you and this person, and it's going to allow something to finally close out. You would want this thing to be finished, because this is something where, like, the longer this cycle stays open, the more painful it can be, and it just needs to come to an end. You recognize this is somebody that you're like, I don't want to let go of the relationship. Four of Pentacles and Six of Cups is like, I would throw the whole relationship away for that. Like, no, that's not going to happen. And so I've recognized this is something that I really value. This is something that I really care about, and something that I'm refusing to let go of. So it's something that I have to now work through that thing with this person. And because of that, it feels like maybe like everybody's on the same page with that. Like, they don't want to let go of you either. They don't want to let go of the relationship either. You can be thinking about good times with this person. You can be thinking about your past or your history or your connection, you know, those types of things. And it feels too like it's going to take some time. This can even be like it's going to take time to be able to like understand their way of moving through this, to be able to understand their perspective, to understand your perspective, to be able to communicate with one another, still learning about your values. As you're learning about them, understanding how that applies to your relationships, and that this is going to be like kind of a slow process where you're working towards being able to feel empowered within your relationship with this person. Things are finally coming to a close. This would have been a painful cycle that you were going through with this person. Hermit is going to be taking time to reflect on what happened in order to understand it, so you don't have to repeat this again. And then also too, Four of Swords shows that this is a time where there's going to be peace now with you and this person, and that you're going to feel settled because of that. That's what's being invested in. There can still be some stuff that you feel disappointed about, or that you feel sad about, that you feel upset by, stuff that you don't feel like you've come to a place of acceptance yet about certain things. But that's also what I'm seeing is being worked on too, okay? All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.